this whole thing back in a little bit. So, going back towards, I guess, Marvel, there's been a lot of talk about the upcoming Luke Cage series that's going to be coming up on Netflix next year. They've went off and they've been doing a lot of casting for a lot of characters, and we're finally starting to see some connections that between that show and Daredevil. Rosio, I want to make sure I actually pronounce her name correctly because she is an awesome actress. Yeah, no, that's not the page. Rosario Dawson, there we go.
Here I thought you were going to say Rosie O'Donnell.
No, oh, God.
Rosie O'Donnell's going to be the next Daredevil.
Let us never mention her name again. But yeah, she'll be... she's going to be in Luke Cage, and she's going to be... be back as her character first introduced in Daredevil, Claire Temple. And there's been some hint that she might be the night nurse that is mentioned so many times in the Marvel universe. As well, there is a character named Blake Tower, who's going to be a DA in New York. He will be featured on second season of Daredevil, and he has been known to have friendships and relationships with characters like Captain America and Misty Knight, who will be a part of Luke Cage. If you don't know who Misty Knight is, I actually had to do a little research on her myself. She was a former New York police officer who was injured in the line of duty. She lost her arm, and Iron Man was so moved by this that he actually built her a replacement arm. She became a private detective and eventually went on to team up with Luke Cage and fell in love with Iron Fist. Iron Fist, who we know will be the fourth character that will be introduced by Netflix, with their own series. By that time, Daredevil will probably be on season 3.
Or could possibly canceled.
Possibly. You never know. I mean, at least, after 2 seasons. And, of course, this is all leading towards the Defenders series. And, of course, later on this month, Netflix will be releasing their 13 episodes of Jessica Jones.
Yeah. Which I will be watching.
So I'm very curious to see whether Rosario Dawson will also be in that series. But I think
it seems to be a lot of in-between characters now.
Well, I think they need to have some of these characters that we will see that cross over from one series to another to help connect them.
Oh, especially when you look at Ant-Man.
But, I mean, it's fascinating because I'm finding all this news about Luke Cage, but I don't really know a whole lot about Jessica Jones. I know that...
I believe Jessica Jones is kind of uncharted territory.
It might be. She is another character as a private detective. David Tennant, who is our favorite doctor from Doctor Who, he is going to be on the show as well. And that is all I really know about it.
Well, then obviously I have to watch it now.
Yeah. I mean,
if it has David Tennant, it has my support.
I mean, I'm just looking at, some of this. I mean, they went off in, Luke Cage. They've announced Misty Knight be the show, although as of the last time I checked, they hadn't cast the role. They are going to have a character known as Shades will be on this, and apparently he's a criminal.
Sounds shady.
Yeah. He was apparently a criminal who at some point befriends Cage. And he's the son of Power Man. He's beyond there. Cottonmouth, also known as Cornell Stokes, who is a crooked nightclub owner, will apparently be on here. And he actually, his character in the comics is responsible for Luke Cage being incriminated with drugs. Which actually leads into taking on the Luke Cage persona, apparently.
Yeah, anytime you say Luke Cage, I think of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. And it's kind of interesting because Nicolas Cage, he actually took his last name from Luke Cage, who was apparently one of his favorite comic book characters of all time.
That's interesting. As I said, every time you say, Luke Cage, I think of, Mortal Kombat. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah. And so, I'm not really sure where to go for it with this, but it seems, I think, really fascinating where this show seems to be going.
It's interesting to see not just how one show is intertwining with others, but how they seem to be all circulating around the same thing. And, who knows, maybe in the near future we may start seeing maybe a movie combined between a couple different series where they're all of a sudden, all stuck together and something happens. And, maybe that's Marvel's idea of, a brand new movie in the future, kind of pick things up a bit differently, take Marvel in a different direction.
Well, from what I've heard, there's a lot of talk about trying to get Scarlett Johansson to come do some of the TV series as Scarlet Witch. So it's very possible that somewhere down the line we might see her on... oh, no, wait a minute. It's not Scarlett Johansson, but they're talking about Black Widow. And the reason why I'm saying this is that for people who know Agent Carter, there we go. I'm kind of getting my information mixed up. One of her big villains in the show is a young woman who probably was the original Black Widow. And so Black Widow could be back for season 2 of Agent Carter.
Yeah,
I think it would have been better if Scarlett Johansson came.
I agree. Well, when you look at Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., there are 2 very important agents who have yet to appear in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Hawkeye and the Black Widow.
Yeah, and here's the thing. They aren't aware the Coulson is live. I mean, it seems really weird because in the movie universe, they still consider Coulson to be dead. Fury has not revealed that Coulson is very much alive. So they have no idea that it was actually Coulson that was responsible for the helicarrier that went off and saved all their butts at the end of Age of Ultron.
Yeah, no, I don't know. There's so much wrong with that I don't know where to begin. But that's just me. I don't like loose ends. I don't like, the 2 most important agents should be in Agent S.H.I.E.L.D. And I would like to see how they bring those 2 into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and reveal how Agent Coulson is still alive.
I absolutely agree. I think at some point it would be nice to even just have them come on and do a cameo. Particularly I think it would be really interesting with Jeremy Renner to come on as Hawkeye. I think would be absolutely great. I know, they've hinted that they're part of the same universe, and that some of the things that happen on the TV show eventually make their way into the movies, and
yeah, and I hope that's true, because Agent Coulson, even though he really didn't do much in the movie, he was one of my favorite characters.
He was the heart and soul. If in every movie leading up to the Avengers, he was in that movie. They had, a couple of their little shorts that they went off and did as extras for the Blu-ray releases of the movies, and he was in, I believe, the first 3 of them. 2 or 3 of those. He was such an important character, early on. His death in Avengers is what eventually leads the team to get together, to go off and to save New York.
I absolutely agree. But unfortunately, we are going to have to start wrapping this show up. So we will start with, you can follow myself on Twitter, at RealCaptFizz. So at RealCaptainFizz.
You can follow me, at ThatMaskGuy. You can follow the show, as I mentioned earlier, at FizzMassShow. Again, if you want to go check out that interview with Benicio del Toro through Star Wars 7 News. That is on, go to the show's Twitter account.
Yeah.
There's a link to that.
Or you can also go to Star Wars 7 News. It will be on their website. It's interesting to read. Interesting to find out some future characters coming up, even if we don't know much about them.
You can also check us out on YouTube. I recently, yesterday, finally caught up to date on doing playlists for all the episodes. So you can actually go back and listen to all of the episodes on there as well. And you can look us up on Facebook. We're still not doing a whole lot there. We're focusing our energies on a couple other things. We're still working on the website. It's kind of hit a couple of delays just because, well, we have, our own personal lives.
Yeah, we're also waiting for a few more details to kind of work through for that website, which is why I've pushed back the launch for the near future. So that is coming. So if, for you tech-savvy people, the website is coming. We have some interesting features on there, ways to contact us, get to know us, a little bit, about past, where we come from, little things, tidbits.
I sort of was trying to bring this up earlier, and just lay it out there. Guys, we really like, to get some input on future episodes. What do you guys want us to do on the show? I'd really like to know about that. How do you guys feel about the music? Can we'd love to have some original music for the show, instead of this generic music that we force our little elf slaves to go off and play every week.
Their little jingle bells have fallen off.
Yeah, we're very cruel taskmasters. So if you guys have any original music that you would love for us to play on here, we'd love to go off and to showcase that. We're also looking towards creating a logo, not just for our show, but for eventual merchandising. So if you guys have any ideas, or you want to go off and submit something, maybe we'll figure out some way to reimburse you. I don't really know, but I mean, it would be great.
Yeah, we look forward to hearing from all our fans, young, old, decrepit.
That might actually be something to go off and to do on our Facebook page. Try to liven us up over there and smack us around and say, hey, you know what? Wake up! We got some ideas for you.
Yeah, shoot us a message. Shoot us, whatever you want. Just don't shoot us. I don't want any more bullet holes. So yes, there you go.
Yeah.
There's our show.
So, in the meantime, and in between time, good night, God bless, and may the Force be with you.
And stay frosty, everybody. Good night.
Good night.